can't complain. Wave. Everything is straight. Wave. I'm in it for keepsake. In the field with the cleat lace. Beat foot with the bare face and a slick tongue. That's what she say. She look good. She a big tease when she bite lip with the wink face. Hella bad when she throwing it back.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank everybody who is tuning in. You know who you listening to. You're listening to Miss Londa with Sip and Talk with Miss Londa, and I have a very special guest joining me this evening. I have Miss Letha Goodman. She is the host of Real Talk. So let's welcome her to the platform. How's it going?
Fine. How are you?
I am doing good. I am happy to be back at what I love doing. So I thank you for giving me the opportunity to have an interview with you.
Thank you.
So you guys, just to bring you up to speed, hello, Miss Belinda, and let you know a little bit about Miss Letha. She is someone who has been through a little. She is willing to encourage others and bring consolation to others' lives with her knowledge and expertise. She also wants to discuss financial wealth in the Black community, leadership and expectations of the 9 to 5, and following your dream. So with all of that being said, let's get into it, Miss Letha.
Yes.
So tell us, what are some of the things that you like to do to encourage, other people to walk in their dreams, walk in their purpose, and just basically, there's a lot of things that you want to do to help the Black community. So let's talk about those things.
Okay. The first thing I want to encourage everybody to is don't allow people to put a stereotype on you. That
Yes.
Just because it may have been hard for mama them and grandmama them, I truly believe that a lot of things are a state of mind. I believe that. That's my belief. And I also believe that with that belief that if you surround yourself around other people who are doing great things, those people can kind of add to what it is, that you're doing. And I truly believe that as you broaden your circle, is what I strive to do. And I'm not saying it's just because I'm on Ms. Londa's show, but Ms. Londa has constantly reminded me through her actions that, we can do a lot of talk about what we're not doing, but we can be a little bit more proactive. And those are things I want to try to encourage people to do.
Okay. All right. And so let's talk about Real Talk. In the Real Talk blog, because I know that that's where I got my first spotlight was from you when you highlighted me on your blog, and then we did an interview, and I really appreciated that. And I see that you are constantly doing that for other people. You are highlighting people, you put them out there, you let them know we got some good people out here. So let's talk about that. What started that, and what prompted you to want to do that for people?
Media-wise, it's so much negativity, and I don't want to elaborate and constantly. I don't want to shine light on everything that's negative. It's too many good people out here doing too many good things. So for me, what helps me and keeps me literally mentally stable is me focusing on those people who are doing good things. No matter where it is that they are in their point of life, they're doing good things. So I don't have time to try to backtrack what you did 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. My focus is wherever you are right now in this present moment. If you're adding meaning to humanity, if you're doing all you can to help people and help people get to a higher level, I want to be that platform to kind of shed light, literally light on that. I don't want to shed light because we all got skeletons in the closet. We all got things that we have done that we feel like, that we're probably embarrassed of, but I'm not the person to kind of shed those things. I'm the person, if I want to shine light, I want to shine light on the good things. And that's truly where I am. So real talk is about having discussions that we normally don't have. We need to have discussions about sexuality. We need to have discussions about getting beyond how grandmama and them and papa and them wanted us to turn out. We need to have discussions about this generation that we say is such a horrible generation, but they're not a horrible generation. They're our children. We need to have discussions about being better in entrepreneurship. So I want to be that person to shed light on that. I don't want to focus on the negativity because we got enough public negativity going out. I want to be the person to kind of shed some positiveness in it all.
And going back to what you said about focusing on, you know, people and their past and what's happened in their past. I'm glad that you spoke on that, because I see a lot of that. It's like, you know, what people have done in their past, that's their past. That doesn't define their present. And people just have a hard time like comprehending that. It's like, I might have been this way years ago. I might have been young. I might, you know, people go through things. Nobody's perfect. Nobody has a perfect past. I don't care who you are. You don't have a perfect past. So why are you not focused on what's in front of you now? You know what I mean? That's where the judgmental comes in at. And you know what I'm saying?
So my advice, my advice to those people, okay, you know, you're gonna please some of the people some of the time. You're not gonna please all the people all of the time. So I've had to learn, and hear me well, I'm using the word learn, not to experience. I've had to learn that it is the trauma that comes with accepting the fact that those very people that you try to please, that they're not going to be accepting to a lot of things. But I've experienced the importance of networking and connecting with people who are. So those are two things that relate to the same thing. I came in contact with you from networking. So when you came on, when you allowed me the privilege, you gave me a sense of wholeness, a sense of fulfillment. So that solidified a lot of things that I thought right here, because I allowed in the past, who am I trying to please? And I got to the point, I'm not trying to please other people. I'm really trying to do the right thing. So there may be some family folks, there may be some folk I work with, there may be some church folks, some organizational folks, there's some political folks that may not be welcoming into that. But as we continue to network, understanding the fact that we're here to uplift each other and not bring each other down. And I know what it's like that you want certain people on board, but I've also experienced the importance of networking with people outside of their element and outside of that circle that's comfortable for us. And so I don't want people to think that just because those people that they are familiar with and comfortable with, if they don't support it, it's not going to thrive. No, you need to surround yourself around people that make you uncomfortable. And I'm here to tell everybody, you need to surround yourself around a network of strangers, of people you don't even know.
Yes.
That's why we're here today.
I have learned that since I entered the podcast world. You know, when I first started this, you know, yes, there was people that I wanted on board, and you know, I would really love that we do this together. But then I had to learn that, okay, it's just not going to work out, and it doesn't mean that they don't care. Not in all cases. It's not that they don't care or don't support what you have going on. There's just different obstacles in everybody's life, but step outside of your circle and network and start meeting new people. And this is why I'm sitting here today, because my viewers, my regular viewers, and some, you know, you who can give that good feedback to me, that's what keeps me going. You know, when I'm having them meltdowns and saying, I'm done, I don't want to do it, you know, because I'm frustrated. Then I think about, but you got viewers that look for you to come on who really enjoy tuning into your show. So that's what keeps me going. And I appreciate feedback and people like you and my viewers that I have. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? For a minute when I first started, I had like maybe 3 strong when I went live. They was going to be watching. Yes, do I want those thousands of viewers? Yes, I do. But those 3 viewers, they kept me going. If nobody wasn't there, I knew they were going to be there, so I owe that to them. I felt in my heart I owe that to them. So, yeah. So, let's talk about financial wealth in the Black community. What is it that you would like to do or see to bring that financial wealth into the Black community?
Kick the mindset of poverty. We got to stop that. We got to stop telling people that we are impoverished people because we're not impoverished people. We spend more money than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
We spend more. So regardless of what my bank account look like at the end of the month, if I spend more, technically I have more financial resources than what I realize. It's not that the fact that we don't have the money, it's the fact on what we choose to do with our money. And unfortunately, majority of Black people spend more money on cosmetics. That's just the reality of it. So when I hear people say, oh, they're impoverished, oh, no, we're not impoverished. We consume more than anybody else. How is that being in poverty? How do the people that spend more money be impoverished? We're impoverished because of where we put our money, not because we don't have access to the money.
Yeah.
And I think that it's very important for us not to accept the fact that we can't do it. Yes, we can do it because if you spend it, you got the money. So we're spending more money than anybody. We're the major consumers. Statistically. Yeah. So statistically, if we're spending more money, we got more money. We just, at the end of the quarter, at the end of the year, we may be running in the red because of how we spend the money. But it's not that we don't have access to the money. And that's where I want to go with moving more in that financial freedom and that financial leadership. So we need to get more into real estate. We do. You know, land is the only gift. Land the only gift.
Business owners, like, if you take $200 and buy some Jordans, you could took that $200 and started an LLC.
That only take $5 to make. Yeah, that $200 pair of Jordans only take $500. Only take $5 to make.
Right.
It don't take a lot of money to make a pair of Jordans. Jordan is a brand. It's got a stamp on it.
Yes.
So it don't take $30 to make a pair of Jordan. And I think that we have to be very well more versed into where we're going financially instead of other people telling us where we're going to end up. That's just my belief. So you spend the money, you got the money. Don't tell me you ain't got the money, you done spent them. Oh, you got the money. You just spent the money in different areas. So now let me show you where to put your money. We got to stop allowing other people to tell us that we're impoverished. We're impoverished people. No. Why am I impoverished? Because I'm not impoverished. Why can't I excel? I'm watching other people excel.
You know what else too? I think that people really need to sit and read the dictionary and define some of these words that they use. Poverty. What exactly is poverty? Because if you're waking up with a roof over your head, light, gas, water, soap to bathe, toilet paper to wipe, you ain't in poverty. Did you eat today? You're not in poverty. Stop using words and not really understanding the full meaning. You know what I'm saying? If you're blessed. That's what you should be saying. I'm blessed because I woke up with a roof over my head, with utilities, and able to eat. But I would like to be able to afford this. That's what they need to start reading the way they speak things. You know what I'm
But
saying?
that's a mentality. But
So
that's a
yeah,
mentality that we accepted that mentality. You know, because we advocated as a whole. I'm not saying everybody. As a whole, we advocated for all of these things, and we wasn't paying attention that some of these things that we advocated for were actually the very things to help allow us to be impoverished people. And you cannot convince me that the people who spend the most money are the brokest people. They're not the brokest people. They just need to know where to put their money. We're broke because we
yeah,
allow people to tell us we're broke, but we're not broke. We spend more money in cars. We spend more money in hair. We spend more money in clothes. We spend more money in brands, you know, but we're not investing in real estate. We're not investing in the stock market. And so to go back with to go back honestly to what you're saying and to something that you have truly, you know, just now in this moment just truly highlighted on is the fact that we have to analyze who we are and where we are. And we should not allow other people to tell us who we are and where we are. And I think that
exactly.
has been a detriment to the culture, I believe, to Black people.
And I have some comments here. So, Drunk says he's not gonna lie. You're spitting facts. We buy more BS than any other race, and we do. I can agree with that. We make all these other races rich instead of creating our own businesses and selling amongst our own selves, like the Arabs and the Chinese and the Mexicans do. We look at this stuff. And, well, I'm a shop on bars, but I go in the kids section. I catch the ones on clearance. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna front. And he says, we buy something just as expensive, even if we ain't got it.
And he's right. And he's right.
Yeah.
I mean, you hands down, that's facts. Like I cannot argue I don't think anybody can argue with what he just said.
No.
And these are the elephant, as my brother called them, these are elephant in the rooms and discussions that we don't tend to have, right? We're not gonna have these we're not gonna have these discussions at church. We're not gonna have these discussions at the community meetings. And I think it's just unfortunate because, you know, it's like now it's like more of us are moving into educated and nurturing on the levels that we need to be, because where there is wealth, there is power. No wealth, no power. I'm a believer in that. If you got wealth, you got power. No wealth, no power. And so now you have people coming out that want to give insight on how you can obtain that wealth. And I tell people, anybody watching, get you some land. Land is the only gift that keep on giving. Don't worry about it being on a house. Don't worry about a shack being on it. Get you some land. Get everybody listening. Get some land. Don't worry about if it's landlocked. Don't worry about none of that. Get your name on some land. Okay? Because where there is land, there is power. And we have kind of dropped the ball on those things because we incorporate as a whole, and I'm not saying everybody, and I'm trying to be very careful on the words that I say, but as a whole, the majority of us have incorporated with other people and other cultures where they have benefited other cultures and other people, but it has not benefited us. So when you got somebody like the gentleman that was very true in his statement, and I'm like, hands down, he's very true in his statement, though. He's very true in what he said. But if he was to get up at like a community event or like a city event or a governing event, all of a sudden he would be an Outkast all because he put out facts. Because
Yes.
the fact is that there is people want to keep certain groups of people impoverished. Because if people remain ignorant to what's going on, ignorant don't mean dumb. Ignorance
Right.
is not dumb. Ignorance just means that whatever you're discussing, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes.
So the more knowledge that the gentleman just stated and the more knowledge that you put out, and as we continue to focus on collaborating, as we continue to expound and put that knowledge out, all of a sudden people tend to deem us as being, now we're a, how can I say it? They deem us as a threat.
Yes.
Right? And the goal is not to be a threat.
But keep us
The goal
uneducated.
the goal is to get a piece of
Keep
the
us
pie that I feel
uneducated.
like we believe.
Yes. And you're right. Keep us uneducated. Throw the unimportant things in our face to distract us.
Mm-hmm.
And they still gain the power. But if we start paying attention to the stuff that's not really that important and focus on what we really need to focus on and focus on getting together and helping one another, we can bring some good things and make some good things happen. And so I have another comment. Peanut says, true, if you can afford to spend money on certain things, you can save money and buy the things you really need.
Peanut telling the truth wholeheartedly. Do you hear me? Like you got some people that's head on. You do. So Peanut is true. Peanut is true. This goes back to what I said. We spend more on cosmetics. Who runs the hair industry? I cut hair. If I no, because they would not be in business had it been not for who?
Oh, us dying and then they taking our hair.
The consumers. So by trade, I'm a hairdresser. Where I am now, I mainly cut hair. I forgive my hands, but I was in a car wreck the other day. So, by trade, I cut a lot of hair. So when Peanut comes on and say, hey, we are whatever Peanut says, I can validate what Peanut says because I can validate and also say that we spend money in areas that don't truly help us. Now, there comes a mishap. Black folk, I'm going to come out and say it. Black people. When it's time to conduct the business, it need to be time to conduct business. So, and I'm not just saying this because I'm part of her live stream tonight. Ms. Londa sets herself up in a certain way. Like she has a calendar. She's going to do stuff. She's going to follow up. So Ms. Londa may be a diamond in the rough versus Ms. Letha, and I'm going to point my finger at me. I tend to procrastinate. Well, if I'm a procrastinator, don't penalize Ms. Londa because of that. We tend to penalize your people who are consistent because of other people who have been inconsistent. And we disregard the fact that you may go in Starbucks and Starbucks may let you know that your $6 ain't even worth their time. You may go to McDonald's now. McDonald's don't have $1 menu no more. They do not. Can't nobody show me where McDonald's got a 1.00 menu and less no more. You go to Walmart, you go to Kroger, we go to all these different places, okay? We go to all these different hair stores. We buy all of these clothes, we buy all of these tennis shoes from people who would treat us a kind of way, but yet and still we tend to keep them in business. But if Miss Letha mess up or Miss Londa have a small mess up, all of a sudden we don't want to do business with them anymore. And I think I'm gonna come out and say,
if your price isn't suitable to them.
But here's the thing. Ooh, Lord, how deep can we get, Miss Londa?
Deep, speak,
Okay.
keep it 100, raw and authentic.
Slave mentality mindset. Slave mentality mindset. One of the greatest things that occurred with us was integration. Was one of the greatest things. One of the things that challenged us the most and put us in a bind was integration. Wow. The thing that was more beneficial ended up being more of a challenge, and that one word is integration. Because I believe, it's my belief, that there is nothing wrong with me integrating with other people. But when I integrate with other people and I get a part of what they're doing, but they're not going to let me shift their views on what they're doing. I'm just going to take whatever they're doing and I'm going to bring it over here. See, I don't get to disrupt what they got going on over here. And the people who spend the most money are the people who got control, but the people that don't know they have control until you let them know that you really got control. And I'm here to tell everybody, whoever spend the most money are technically the people who got more control. The people who spend the most. And so it's very important that in our spending, in our day-to-day living, that we understand that no business is going to be perfect. Letha may have challenges. Ms. Londa may have challenges. The people who are joining on, their stuff may not always be on point. But guess what? Ms. Londa is more likely to fix and correct the error versus somebody on a bigger scale. We can just use me and you for an example, right? You asked me to send you the information in advance, and I didn't. If we want to be technical, you asked me in advance to send you the bio, send me the pictures. Okay, if we want to speak technicalities, I didn't get that information to you in a timely manner, but you was not going to let that too stop what we was doing because we agreed that this is what we was going to meet tonight. You made the flyer. Letha comes back and Letha said, well, hey, can you add this? Ms. Londa say no problem, but Ms. Londa also says, keep in mind that I already went on and put another flyer out there. Okay, so you can appreciate Miss Londa or whoever else in those moments who took charge and did that. So the people that are joining on tonight, I don't believe they're joining on because of me. I really believe they're joining on because of your consistency and your perseverance in what you're doing. And I'm one person that believes it's not fair to try to take that away from the next person. So even though I neglected to do my part on one end and you still allowed me to be a part of your platform, it still reminded me, guess what? You're going to have to be consistently. You're going to have to level your game up. This woman is about conducting business. And if you're going to remain in her circle, guess what you got to be able to do? You got to be able to conduct business because you're not going to disrupt her flow. And so when you have people as yourself who are determined that you're not going to let people disrupt your flow, it can be uncomfortable for people, right? Then all of a sudden you deem a threat, but technically you're not a threat. You're not a threat. You are an example. And people need to see that if it is my brother or sister of the same ethnicity, if it is my brother or sister by blood, if it is somebody that I have done business with in the past, that I still hold a certain standard. And the standard that we set with Amazon, the standard that we set with eBay, the standard that we set with Nike, the standard that we set with it's this thing you can order tennis shoes from. How do I knuckle my son and bottom from those same standards? Then why should that standard not apply right here on this platform?
Exactly. I feel you. All right. So some comments. He says, I worked as a told buy land is called a land trust. She also says, I think that, here's the first part of it. Okay. So she says, I think that with us African Americans, we have bad relationships with money, which cause us to misuse it. And then the rest of it is, and highly get offended with, why did you buy for that? And our attitude, it's my money. Well, that's true.
Okay, and I agree. So Miss Londa said we can get deep. So I only have one brother. And my brother has, I'm not going to call his name, but he has worked on the government side of financing. My brother has worked on the financial sector of financing. And so when you have people like his sister who's so headstrong, you tend to what? Bump heads, right?
Mm-hmm.
My brother made a statement. I'm gonna go back if I have time. 2002, my life took a shift. When I tell you it took a shift, like I was in the salon, but my life took a shift to where I couldn't focus inside the salon. So like it was like a shift. Everything just started happening. So my brother called me, and he's in banking. He's been dealing with mortgages and banking for over 20 years. Okay. And for the first time in 2013, I allowed my brother in my business. Okay. So I was struggling. I had these kids, my other half was caught up in a situation for something that at that time he didn't even do. I'm just being honest. Like they got him for something he didn't even do. They didn't even get him for what he was doing. And so my brother say, we got to go over your money. So I spelled out where my money was going, right? And my brother said, and I was getting more active in church, and I'm going somewhere with this. And like when I say really active, I was like trying to walk in my ministry, trying to do what I feel like God called me to do. So my brother said, look, the money you spend in extra is going to the church. I didn't want to hear none of that, right? I didn't want to hear that because in my brain, the Lord done been too good to me for me not to keep putting my money in church. And my brother said, listen, that's what my brother said. He was raised in the black church, and he was Methodist and Baptist. He was just like we were. I was. He said, but when you go to other churches, they teach differently. And it wasn't quite dawning on me because he wasn't getting detailed enough. He said, look, you putting too much money in tithes. I said, no, I got to pay my tithes. He said, no, you got to pay your tithes, but you need to pause on paying because you can't afford it right now. Right? And he said, we taught to spend before we taught to budget. Do you know that's an always stuck with me? Mm-hmm. Like that right there, that would never leave me because he was right in what he said. It don't matter how I feel about all that other stuff. In that moment, he was right with what he said. We're taught to spend before we taught to budget. How can a person tell you how much that you need to put in church? They don't know your expenses. They don't know how can people do that to you? And I'm like, but you know what? He was dead on. It hurt me. But he was technically dead on. And if he know he was dead on, he ain't gonna know it till he see this video all these years later. I'm just being honest with you. So I went to church, and I still put them $20 in their collection plate. stuff started unfolding and folding, and I started realizing, you know what, he might have been right about some things, because of a cultural background, we taught to give everything you got. But what if you ain't got nothing to give? Does
Yeah.
God say that Miss London is any less of a person because her bank account $500 in the red and she ain't got nothing to give? Is she supposed to keep putting her bank account in the hole? No, she not. She's supposed to she's supposed to become a good steward over her finances. And part of being a
Yes.
good steward is showing that you're going to implement your finances a certain way. And so what I've had to learn to accept, even though it was a hard acceptance, is that we have to understand that when it comes to our finances and when it comes to us spending our money, we have to be conscientious about the information that we truly put out there. So
Yes.
I can't say that he was wrong. I'm not going to say that he was 100% right. But what I can say is it made me realize that all your crabs are not supposed to go in one bucket.
Exactly. Exactly. So I have 4 comments. Drunk says, honestly, the reason I don't buy land is because I don't like America like that. I always had dreams of settling down, and his second one, it's overseas. He corrected that. He also says, that's the reason I don't go to church now. Pastor passed the plate too many times for me. God don't need money, he need loyalty. I'm with him on that one. I
Okay,
can
so
pay my church.
I agree. So
And
let me talk to Drunk before we get on the other one. So we know that if a church is operating, they need lights, water, gas, they need toilet tissue. Okay. So, I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I also want you to understand that anybody that operates a physical facility, it takes money to operate that facility. So unless you're using an outhouse and you're not using toilet tissue, we have to be very aware that, just like Target, McDonald's, and JC Penney have restrooms, that these things really do cost money. Now, on the overseas things, I would encourage people to join Sankofa. You can reach up Sankofa or the Ghana Project online. Now that they're out of COVID, it may be different disclaimers. But me and my sister was able to purchase land overseas, in another country. But keep in mind that just because you purchase that land don't mean you're gonna do 100% what you want to do with that land. So there are some things that they're just not going to go along with. You're going to have a lot, and so big of a lot, is certain things that they're not going to let you do with, like your sexual preferences, and all of these type of things. So these are things that I think we need to be aware of as far as the church is concerned. The church is the people. I say that. I'm not gonna bend off this. So if you're in the line at Olive Garden or Red Lobster and you look at the highway, all the cars you see ripping and running up and down the highway, that's the church. Because the church is the people. Unfortunately, you guys are right when it comes to some things, and I would hate for you all to be right. I would prefer for you all to be wrong, but you all are technically right, because the thing that built this land is the very thing that's going to destroy this land. And I'm here to tell you all that this ain't the only place on earth. It's not. It's land outside of the United States of America. And we need to understand that as we continue to build a network, of people. I bought a house during COVID. I did. I bought a house during COVID. And if you all saw my income, y'all would be like, and you still working for what? If y'all saw my income. And I understand about the preachers and the cars and all of that, but I want you all to understand that it's hard being in ministry because you're talking to someone who is in ministry. I'm just not a person in ministry, and I'm not about titles and accolades. I'm not. I'm not that person. I'm not better than Miss Londa. I feel like I need to bow down before her throne because of everything that she's done. And Peanut, I'm not above you. I'm not drunk. I'm not above you. And I'm not. But I want you all to understand that as we go through this journey, it's trial and errors for all of us. We don't have everything figured out. But what we do want to do, this is a platform that Ms. Londa has created to get as much knowledge out there as possible. And we need to keep having these discussions more on a regular basis. And I think that we put too much stress on preachers because we forget that preachers are not saints.
So I think I want to piggyback. I don't think he was speaking. I was speaking in his defense a little bit. I don't think he was totally downing, but it's so much stuff that you see, like the preacher we just seen that was all over social media, Instagram, who pretty much pretended to be robbed for insurance, reasons. And as you said, the money that we put in, yes, it's supposed to help the lights, the this and that of the church. Not a preacher sitting draped, big watches. The church needs fixing up. So speaking in his defense, I feel like that's where he was speaking on. And
right.
We can pay tithes. We don't necessarily have to put it in the offering plate at the church. We can still put it in the envelope and send it in. We could pay our tithes. We don't necessarily have to go to church to do it.
You know what I tell people about tithes? Tithes is deeper than money. You're dedicating your tithes now. You're dedicating your time. In my brain, that's you sacrificing your tithes. I could be wrong. I mean, I really could be wrong, but I don't believe I'm wrong. Like, we got 24 hours in a day, and Ms. Londa is taking a portion out her day. So, does it always involve money? No, I don't believe that. That's just me. That's just my personal belief. I personally don't believe that. And I'm saying I don't believe it because I don't believe it's fair to try to push my personal beliefs on anybody else. The church, I tell people the church is the people, not the building. I tell people that all the time. The church is not the building, the church is the people. The people that are sitting right here on this call who are putting in their input, not just Letha, not just Miss Londa, but the other people who are tapping in and chiming in and they're voicing their concerns. Those are the people of the church. I think that we have to understand that the church is so big that we can't put limits on what's going on with the church. And so I think that we have to understand that where this church over here may be doing this thing, where this church over here may be doing something separate. And it's very important for us to understand that that is different, even platforms in the church. Jesus tore up the temple. So we can put a pause right there. He was pissed off. I'm going to just come out and say it. He was pissed. He was pissed off. He went and tore up the temple because people was not doing according to what they were supposed to do. And so I look at people and I'm like, you know what? The church is the people, though. The church is the people. You know, the temple is a building. That's what I tell people. The building is where you congregate. But the church is really the people. And when you got people who are willing to join in with you and talk to you and understand. I like Drunk. Drunk says, Drunk has had a lot of bad experiences with churches and money, but I totally agree, and I appreciate Drunk. The church is the people. And oh my God, I'm about to start crying. Miss Londa, tell these people don't be coming in this, they're gonna make me cry. They'll make me cry because the church, I truly believe that. I truly believe that the church is the people. I don't believe the church is a building. So with the people that are joining in tonight, they are the church. And I think it's very important that their messages are truly heard. And I think that Miss Londa said, I can get in detail. The issue with Christianity, hold on. The issue with Christianity is denomination. I came out and said it. Somebody gonna have a problem with what I said. You know that, right? You know that. But the issue with Christianity is the issue with Christianity is denomination, and you're talking to somebody who's technically ordained. Because I'm technically ordained, I'm just not going to say where I'm ordained, where my ordination lies. So the issue with Christianity is ordination and denomination, because we have started all of these denominations all because no one entered to do what we wanted to do. That's what it boils down to. Christianity is the most divided religion. I came out and said it. I said it. That's it. I said it. I said it. I said it. You're not going to find division like this in Muslim. You're not going to find division like this in Buddhism. You're not going to find this division like this in Hinduism. And I'm not here to say that just because you're a Buddhist, just because you're a Muslim, just because you practice Buddhism or whatever you practice, as long as it's not evil forces, I'm not here to tell you all that you're wrong. What I am here to do is for those who proclaim to be Christians, that they focus more on being Christian and not focusing on how they operate. Because technically Jesus wasn't a Christian. I done came out and told that too. I'm going to get in trouble. Because Christian is not even mentioned in the Bible. Christian is not even mentioned in the Quran. Look, whoever Drunk is right now, we're going to have to get them on live, Miss. We're going to have to get them on right now because I can see some of these comments. But I done came out and said
He's going to give you your props. He's going to give you your props.
I done came out and told it, so.
So let's speak about, you wanting people to follow your dreams, follow their dreams.
When I graduated high school, let me bag back. I'm about to get emotional, so I'm gonna get some teariness. I came out the womb doing hair. I tell people I came out the womb with a pair of shears and a pressing comb in my hand. I remember as I was approaching graduation, I wanted to do hair, but for my family, it didn't appear to be good enough at that particular time. And Lord, they're going to get me for saying this, but that's the truth. That's what it appeared to be to me. October 13th, 1995, I brought my last disciplinary report home to my mother. And I say last because that was Friday, October 13, 1995. Saturday, October 14, 1995, we was involved in a very bad car accident. And as we move forward, I went on. I went to school at Jackson State. I enrolled in the biology program. Don't ask me why, because I ain't never been no science person. And in between that, the courting and the kids started coming and all this kind of stuff. Then I got in a few run-ins, did some things I technically should not have done. And I decided I was gonna focus more on get my life together. And I tell people that it's very important that you have to do what you want to do, not what other people want you to do, because you want to get that one physical life, that one human life. And I think it's wrong that if Miss Londa say, "Hey, Letha, I want to go to Mount Everest," right? I I have no business trying to talk her out of that. I need to encourage her to do those things. So during the season with COVID, going through stuff with my daughter and my boys and my other half that I done been with since heck was a puppy, I've learned to reflect more on right here, me. And as I reflected truly more on me, I realized that there were things that I need to work on. And so I don't have time to focus on other people and, you know, focus on other people's flaws. And then amazingly, I just shared with somebody when I was involved in the car wreck with my mom was 44 years old and I was 17. And just this past Friday, I was involved in an accident with my youngest son. He's 17 and I'm 44, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm learning that it's not good to try to make people feel bad when they're trying. You just need to uplift people when they're trying to do good.
Yeah.
And I'm learning because we're programmed. And I don't think we understand that a lot of us we don't want to acknowledge that we're programmed to believe certain things and think certain things. So I'm publicly coming out and saying that I believe I've been programmed. And so I think that it's important that wherever you are in your life, that is your life and it's your dream. You don't supposed to live it for your aunt or your uncle or your dad or your mom. You're supposed to live a life for you, because what good does it serve you to live your life for me? Exactly. And I'm learning more that and this past week has showed me just a lot of, other stuff. So I try to encourage people that wherever you are in your life, you need to live your life and live it abundantly, and to get around people who are going to help you get to the next level.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you said that's just like when we were speaking earlier before we go live, or I'm not sure if I said this to you. It might have been I've been on the phone with a lot of people today, but I do remember speaking on, because with my podcast, I have had a lot of, your podcast has potential, but you should speak on this or you should speak on that. Okay, I may do it to appease those people, but at the end of the day, it feels like to me, if I'm working at Burger King and I know I don't like working at Burger King, I'm only going to give Burger King enough to say I'm doing a good job so I can keep my time. I'm going to exceed in it, like it. No, I'm just doing it to appease. So I get what you're saying. I do. All right, and here's a comment. Drunk says, I'm in a career I hate right now because I did what other people thought I should do.
Leave, change, don't stop.
Yep.
Stop. Just do something different. Literally, I'm a manager on my job. I literally told them in the meeting, If this is not what you want to do, I'm not going to take it personal. Leave. You can be successful wherever you go. There is nothing you cannot do. There is no place you cannot go. There is nothing you cannot be. Leave. Do not allow limits on yourself. Leave. I did what I thought I wanted other people to do. And when you're trying to please other people, you never satisfy people when you're trying to please people. I'm going to say this again. You will never satisfy people as long as you're trying to satisfy people. Leave.
Yes.
Leave. You can do it. You can do it. Just the fact that if y'all are watching Miss Londa, and like I just connected with her a few months ago, like she didn't pay me to say this stuff. So I need to put that out there right now, because people tend to think that people are paid to brand and, say certain stuff. But this lady right here has helped me in ways that like if y'all only knew my personal story, and she don't, that's why I don't want her to know all, because I need her to keep pouring in the way she's pouring in. But if you are in a career that you do not like, and it's based off what other people think you should do, you're giving other people control over what you should do. Change right now. Miss Letha, you damn near making me emotional. It's a good interview. Okay, I want you to change. Drunk, you need to change. Because not only do you have Miss Londa in your corner, you got Miss Londa and Letha in your corner. And I promise you that I'm here to encourage you. And Ms. Londa is already encouraging you, but I want to encourage you that you need to do something different in your circle. You're not put on this earth to please people. That's the stigma that has been put on us. We have been programmed to think that we're supposed to please people. We're not supposed to please people. I said it. We're not supposed to please people. Humans are the most ungrateful creatures that God has ever created. We're not supposed to please people. We're not supposed to be people pleasers. You please your creator when you walk in those gifts that your creator has given you. If you're a carpenter, you go be the best carpenter. If you're an electrician, you go be the electrician. If you're a podcaster, you go be the podcaster. If you're a promoter, you go be the promoter. If you're a singer, you go be a singer. If you're an architect, you're going to be the architect. But you're not supposed to try to appease people. You're supposed to walk into those gifts that you have been divinely given into. And I'm telling you all now that it's not worth sacrificing your soul trying to please people. Don't sacrifice your soul for that. Don't do it. Y'all gonna be like me. I'm 44 years old. I'm battling with a lot of different stuff. I get emotional. I get frustrated. I get agitated. Sometimes I don't even know why. But I'm telling you all, it's not worth it. Okay, you got so many different gifts. You got somebody who has a platform. This lady is take me out the equation, okay? This lady is sitting here getting up, exemplifying what everybody needs to do. So forget what you're trying to do. Come from a business aspect. She educates, she nurtures, she listens, she put it out there. You have been put in a position and you have been surrounded around somebody who wants to see you thrive and do better. And I'm here to tell you that life is not worth living if you're not going to enjoy your life. Between 3 shots of gin and stuff Miss Letha talking about, a tear down, about to roll down my eye. And you know what? You know what? I'm with you. We here with you. But I want you to know that whoever this is, oh Lord, help me, Lord. Just know that I believe in you. Ms. Londa believes in you, and I believe in you. And I think it's fair for me to say that we both understand where you're coming from.
Exactly. But I also too want to take a moment too before I go on to the last thing that you wanted to discuss, and I'm quite sure that the viewers are going to be able to agree with me on this, because I thank you for giving me my flowers. You gave me my flowers backstage before we went live. I appreciate that. But Miss Letha, I want to take a moment and tell you, you are educating people. You have a gift, and you are, giving something back to people that's needed as well. So I want you to take a moment and pat yourself on the back. You know what I'm saying? Because you are speaking some real stuff right now. The viewers are feeling it. What you do as far as highlighting people and what they have going on, that is something special and it's something good. And I just want you to give yourself flowers. I'm giving you your flowers. I'm honored to be able to sit here and have this discussion with you, my Black queen, my sister. To have two Black women sitting here on this podcast discussing these things and having these real life discussions, I'm honored to be able to just do this and to know that it's people viewing and they're feeling it. So pat yourself on the back. Can I get y'all to send up some flowers for Miss Letha right now?
I want to thank you because I just want people to walk into their greatness. It's so much negativity going out in the world, and it's not my goal to go dig up dirt on nobody, right? Because it's in my belief that we all got something good inside of us, and it's all my belief that we all got something that's not so good inside of us. I choose to focus on those things that are doing those things that are more uplifting. Like I say, I had to cancel an interview Friday because I was involved in a hit and run accident. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna send you the picture after the fact. But just to hear my son, I couldn't get upset. I can remember the stuff he was saying when he got out the car. He was like, what the, oh my God, oh my God. I can't get upset with him because of that, because he experienced something that I would have never wanted him to experience. But literally, when I lost my mom, she was 44 years old and I was 17 years old in a car wreck, right? We had a car accident. I'm 44 years old and my son is 17 years old. And so I don't take it lightly when people of your caliber or people that join in on your live. I don't take it lightly that I'm here with you. I don't take it lightly that they join in on the live and they listen, because for me it's like a privilege, and I want to do all I can to help, as many people as possible. I think it's unfair for people. I don't want people to think that that's where they got to stay. You can excel. You can dig deeper. You have great things going on for yourselves. And this is just a platform to where we don't mind sharing the truth. And you help create that. I didn't create that by myself. I'm just highlighting people doing great things. But when you come across people who are doing great things, I appreciate it. I appreciate the acknowledgement. I appreciate all of that. But I think it's very important that we need to understand that we have to take a pause and we have to kind of analyze truly what's going on. And before I start giving props all over the place, I need to give props like within. And you have truly created, but you have created a platform. You chose to make yourself accessible. That's the way I look at it. Like, there is no secret that you're busy. There's no secret that you're constantly grinding. There is no secret to that, because you can just Google you and just look you up and just see. And I want to be a part of that gives hope. And for those who are questioning about dreams, move in your dreams. Somebody wants to know about dreams, move in your dreams. You cannot limit your dreams based off what other people want your dreams to be. You have to move in your dreams for yourself. But when I hear you all, Miss Londa helped me when I went live with her. I cannot emphasize that. This lady did not pay me to say this stuff. She allowed me to ask whatever I want to ask. She never got agitated. She never got aggravated with me. And we know how people get when you ask them uncomfortable questions. This lady allowed me, this queen allowed me to just get in depth because I started touching into my personal life with her on live, and she don't even know it. She don't even know it until now. I'm asking, I was basically getting guidance on her how to be a better mom, how to be a better wife or a significant other. I was literally getting questions. I was literally digging into her on that. And she didn't know that at that time. And so she has created a platform that we don't have. And it's a platform of healing. It's not just a platform about how to go out here and make money, how to go out here and be a business owner, how to mentally get yourself ready before you venture into whatever it is that you're trying to do. And she doesn't even know until now that these are the things that she really has done for me, though. And I know if she's done it for me and I just got connected with her, then I know that this is something that she has done for other people who has been following her alongside. And in my most humble opinion, that's ministry. I said it. To me, that's ministry. Ministry is not always about thumping scriptures. That I believe that. I believe it, and I'm not going to allow nobody to tell me anything different. I'm not. I'm not going to allow other people's beliefs to taint what I feel that this queen is bringing, not what she has brought, but what she is truly bringing, and then she has a passion for it. And for y'all to understand and have a passion for something, that's on a whole nother level. That's deeper than I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to. When you have a passion for something, your endurance level is different. Your drive is different. And she has a passion for what she does, and she has encouraged part of my passion. This lady
And
don't
I
know nothing about her
feel
personal life. She don't know nothing about my kids. This lady don't know nothing about my kids. I'm gonna come out and tell her. She don't know nothing about my kids. My oldest child is 21 years old. My second child is 19. My youngest child is 17 years old. My daughter is the oldest. My daughter is out here on social media. When I hear people coming in there telling me thank you because your daughter is helping them, but that with those same mothers telling me that my daughter is helping them because of what her sexual preference may be, they don't understand that I went on live with Ms. Londa, and Ms. Londa had to remind me that we got to kill this generational curse of picking up this mindset that the other people above us had. See, it's a lot of stuff that we just don't know. Literally, we just don't know. And so when you have people in place and you got people connected that's going to give you and nurture you and guide you and educate you, you have to be grateful to those people, because we can't assume that Ms. Londa going to be here always with us. Ms. Londa may decide to switch it up. And if she decides to switch it up, then that's her preference, because she would have been ungave her just due. We need to make, and I'm not saying use her, so I hope she don't take me wrong what I'm finna say. Whatever she gives us, we need to make it work for us in the moment. Because at a given time, it may be put on Ms. Londa's heart to do something totally different. And I'm done.
all right, and I appreciate all that. And so your last topic was walking into purpose. What do you suggest to people to walk into their purpose?
Walking in your purpose. Oh Lord. Just do it. And get around people that are gonna encourage you. I can't, like, the people watching ain't got no clue. Miss Londa don't even know. Like, when you know that it's for you to do, Just do it. And that's the best advice I literally got for anybody. I tell people I came out the womb doing 3 things. I had some shears, I had a pressing comb, and I was fussing. So when I go to my grave, I'm gonna be fussing, I'm gonna be cutting hair, or I'm gonna have a pressing comb in my hand. So me walking into my purpose, and I'm literally like ordained, literally, but I'm not a person about accolades. I'm a person about progress. So I believe that it's important to get around people that are going to help you be a better version of you. So it can't always be about what Letha think. Maybe Letha needs to talk to Miss Londa and see what Miss Londa got to think. Because if Melanda say, you know what, Letha, I don't think that's what you need to do, Miss Letha might need to take Melanda's advice. Walking in your purpose. What is your purpose? What is your intent? What is your mindset? What do you get to gain from this? And if you get to gain nothing, then we don't expect you to put in nothing. But I expect you, if you don't expect to put in nothing, it's better to just remove yourself. Walking in your purpose. I think that it's always something we can add to the land. I believe that in my brain. And I think that the more we surround ourselves around people that are doing it, and when I tell y'all this lady did not pay me for this, she did not pay me for this. But I've learned to appreciate when you got people who are already doing it. And already putting out the information, already putting out the advice. So whatever your purpose is, don't delay your purpose. Don't put a stamp time on it. Don't do that. Don't put a time step on your purpose. When you walk into your purpose and you're saying that this is what I'm going to do at this season and this time, and I'm not going to let the devil in hell stop me from it. And those things are very important.
All right. And so with that being said, we are come to an end. But I want you guys to go and check out Letha on Real Talk. Anybody who has a podcast or has a business, please hit her up. She highlights you on her blog. She will do an interview with you. So please go and check her out. Again, that is Real Talk. Also, I want you guys to stay tuned for my live call-in advice blog, Queen's Talk, coming soon. I know I have been saying this for a minute, but try to be patient with me. I'll make sure everything is up to par and get it going right. So just keep in mind, though, it is coming soon, and that is Queen's Talk. I thank you guys for joining me. I do have another interview at 8:30, so if you guys are still awake, please feel free to come and join me. If not, it will still be out there for you to view. And you guys have a good night. I love this discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, beautiful. Have a great one.
You too.
No, I really can't complain.